Hey guys, it's Arthur here, DNA Realty Group, and congratulations, we're so excited for you. You actually purchased our 12-week program to fire system.
Yes.
So
Congratulations.
So this is going to be one of the most important weeks. It's really how we're going to get started. And today we're going to talk about something that matters the most. So if you're going to do the 12 weeks, it's going to get hard. And the only way we find that people are able to push through is by working on their mindset. So we're going to start off with mindset right away. So I'm going to teach you some things that's helped us not only be successful in real estate specifically, but in business as a whole. So David, why don't you start with the first topic on mindset? What would that be?
Meditation, prayer, and visualize. See, we think mindset's important. You know, it's one of these things that everybody tells you what to do, and we're no gurus. Everybody knows what to do, but for some reason people don't do them, you know. And there's been times in my life and Arthur's life when we weren't in the best mindset, we weren't getting the best results, and that's
Very true.
You know, when you have to have the best mindset. And if you're going to go ahead and take your business from here to there, you're going to have to keep your mind sharp and block out any negativity. So what we're going to start with is number one is meditation, prayer, and visualization.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Well, so what I started is once we get into real estate, and our business is at a really high level right now, it's going to be our best year ever. We have employees, we have staff, we have assistants, and we also have a lot of clients.
Yep.
So what I started doing, well, I pray every morning because it helps me get in the right mindset.
Yeah.
But I started practicing visualization of seeing our success, seeing our goals every year.
Such a powerful thing.
And you could pick one or all three of those things, but I also do meditation. So I got an app. It's called Calm, and I'm actually on 88 days today. It's an 88-day streak, 3 to 5 minutes.
You can be like this guy.
3 to 5 minutes every morning. And what I find, it really gets me in the mindset, helps me get centered and cleared, and really focused on my business. Because we get so many distractions. Like once I leave my house, usually by 7 a.m., I don't get home sometimes till 8, 9, 10 because we're at a networking event meeting clients. So to go through all that emotional, the highs and lows, the negotiations, every morning I'll do 5, sometimes 10 minutes of meditation, and it really helps me.
Yep.
Do you find that I'm more peaceful? Because you're my business partner.
Yeah, that's why I hired you to be my business partner, because you're more peaceful than
Yeah,
me.
I used to snap at him all the time, but 88 days into it, he only gets snapped at like once in a while.
I think motivation's important. I obviously don't meditate as much as this guy because
So
I'm
what
a
do
little
you
off
do?
the wall. But I think visualization is key, you know, to be able to envision where you want to go, the kind of car you want to drive. Take a few minutes every day. I do that. You always have a few minutes sitting around waiting for your kids to get out of school in the morning. Take a few minutes and really feel it, even if it's just for 1 minute or 30 seconds. Just thoroughly feel what it would feel like to have some of the things that you really want to have in your life. You know what I mean? That would be great. But you got to keep your mind sharp. You're going to have the harder you try to push forward, the harder life tries to shut you down. You're constantly breaking through barriers and walls. And in order to do that, you just have to be able to see the end result.
Absolutely.
Just see it a little bit. And as you see it a little bit, you'll see it more and more and more and more. So really get tuned into this, really adopt this mindset.
Yeah, and we both have vision boards, and we look at them. At least I look at mine. Do you look at yours?
I have vision boards. I always do new ones because I always like new things all the time. So I'm constantly checking myself because you don't want to get stagnant.
No.
You don't want to start off and meditate on say we'll take a car because that's an easy thing to talk about. Say you take a car and you meditate on a car and it doesn't come in 6 months and it doesn't come in a year. Well, maybe there's something wrong. That means you're doing something wrong.
Right.
And then eventually you start believing you can't get that specific car. So then you say, I'll do a different car, you know. I like to do different things because I think it helps me stay rejuvenated in my visualizations, you know. Like this week I might want a 2-door convertible and next week I might want a nice sedan, you know. Either way, I'm going to envision it.
So grow your business and you'll have both.
Grow your business and you help both, and you can even get an SUV.
All right, so we're going to move on to point number 2.
Number 2 is journal and think.
Think. So the reason why I wrote think is because what I use journaling for is to think on paper, right?
Yeah.
We take a great course called Bold in Real Estate. So one of the things it says is like, what did I do well today, and what could I do better? And that's one way to journal. The way I personally journal myself is I do my goals. I do my gratitude. I do abundance. Say like, what am I abundant for? Like, how do you get yourself in that mind frame of feeling abundant? intentions, what I intend to accomplish today, and then I'll journal about my successes. Okay, so that's how I journal usually every single morning, and I've had a pretty good streak about journaling. But you know what? I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is a while back you had I don't know how you're doing today, but you had a great journaling streak. I think you went like 100 days of journaling.
It's over 200 now.
200 days of straight journaling every single day. So you're still journaling?
So
tell us about your experience.
You know, I'm not as consistent as most people with some things, but I do some things really well. So I got a journal, and basically what I started doing is just doing gratitude, things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful I'm alive. I'm grateful I'm healthy, and I have 2 arms and they wiggle, and I can do all kinds of things. So I'm grateful for the little things. And I'll always write that. I started doing that, and I was just like, that's just the one thing every day I'm going to do.
Easy.
And eventually, you just start being more and more grateful, you know, for simple things that your mind starts processing. Like, I'm breathing right now and talking on a video camera, and that's pretty damn incredible. Things like that. So I've been journaling like that, and then on some days when I want to write more, I'll write, you know, my feelings out or how I'm feeling about certain situations. If something bad happened to me, you know, like if I was in a bad relationship and things are still on my mind, I'd write it all out just to get it out of my system. I think there's power in scribing things down, significant power, and that means there's power in what you scribe. You know, if you scribe negative things all the time, well, guess what? Negative things are going to keep happening. And if you scribe positive things of things that you intend to do and how you intend to live your life and just things you're grateful for, your kids, your life, if you have a car, if you don't have a car, that you have feet, you know, there's all kinds of things to be grateful for, and it's all a matter of perspective. And the more you're grateful, I think, grateful people get better results than non-grateful.
And just because I think it will help our viewers here, the people that purchase this course, you kind of gave me a little pushback in the beginning when I was trying to get you to journal. So I think this will help for people who are just like, you know what, I'm doing pretty good. I just want you guys to help me get to the next level. I don't want to journal. I don't have time to journal. So tell us why you didn't want to journal and how you got yourself to journal and why you're a believer now. It seems like, at least by now.
I usually don't want to do anything. I'm a big naysayer, you know. I think that a lot of positive stuff is great and some of it is BS, you know. So I think that usually if I don't believe it, I don't do it. I'm not one of these people that's like, you got to journal, you know. But then sometimes what will happen to me is I'll say, you know what, Arthur one time came to me and I was complaining to him about something that was going on in my life.
Yes, you were.
It was a big event for me, and I kept complaining, and I think he got sick of it because he yelled at me one day, and he goes, don't you come and complain to me again unless you write a gratitude journal for how many days was it?
I challenged you
33 days or something?
Yeah, I challenged you to do it for, like
66
days.
66 days. And he said, unless you write a journal for 66 days. And I said, you know what? I'm going to write a journal. I'm going to write a journal for 66 days of gratitude. And I'm going to come back a miserable prick, and you'll see that this shit doesn't work.
So you wanted to prove me wrong.
Yeah. So so even if you start off, and now I'm 200 and some odd days into it. It's about to be a year. And it's, I don't know, I feel grateful. So I'm grateful for that situation even. You become grateful for the negative things in your life too.
And the only thing I wanted to add to that is I remember day 1 and I remember day 66, and he was not complaining nearly as much. So
Arthur knows best. Maybe I should get a shirt. Arthur knows best.
It's a good shirt. So what are we going to talk about next for the mindset? Because we do have 6 things we promised you.
6 things. Next is reading.
Reading. I love this one.
I'll say something about reading. Thank God for my brother Arthur again, and that's great because we both get to help you. You get to have my experience, his experience. I used to never read. I'm the only one in our family who didn't go to college, and I had a trade. I had a regular trade for work. You know, Arthur's, we like to call him the smartest one in the family. But when we were in high school, he would always come to me and say, read this book and check out this book. And I'd be like, get out of my face, because I was busy living my life, you know, especially back then. And one day I just started reading. And that year I read 20 some odd books. And then the following year I kept reading. And now I'm an avid. I read all the time. I like reading. I think there's great value in it. You can listen to audio tapes and you can do all these wonderful things. But there's something about reading where I realized you have to stop to read. You can't walk and read. You can't drive and read. You have to stop so your mind gets a chance to stop and read and process, which makes it grow. And if your mind grows to such capacity with all this information, it stays in there, you know, and that's going to bring you really, really far. So I think reading is really important.
I love that. And the only thing I'll add is readers are leaders, and you gotta, every day there's information getting into your head. So by
learners are earners.
Learners are earners. And by reading, you actually control that content. So you're putting good stuff in, good stuff will come out. And since we're talking about reading, why don't we make a recommendation? Since this is a real estate specific business course, you can make a book recommendation, and I will too.
Oh man, there's so many books. First one that comes to mind. How about The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz?
Awesome. I love that.
What about you?
So, since it's specific to building a real estate business, I'm going to recommend everybody reads The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And we actually have a commercial. It's on our YouTube channel, so check it out. It's a competition. I think I won.
Yeah.
Advertising The Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller. So take a read of that, and we'll move on to our next point.
Our next point is exercise. I'll let Arthur talk about it, but I've been a big boy my whole life, and you know, I've always been a healthy person. I always could run. I always could, you know, tackle in football. I always could play, you know, sports. I didn't have a problem with that. But you know, and I've always think I presented well. I walk into a room and it feels confident and stuff like that. But it's how you feel internally is what exercise really does. It doesn't matter how people see you. It's how you see yourself, you know. And I remember now I exercise every day. I remember before I really started exercising every day and before I lost like 30 pounds, you know, 35.
More than that.
Yeah, it was almost 50. But I lost a lot of weight, you know. And what happened was, you know, I remember the days when I would lean over to tie my shoe and my big belly would get in the way and I could feel that damn belly right there. And now it's not like that. I could totally, you know, it's much different. And I think my life improved because my health improved, and I just think of myself as healthier, you know. I always thought I did well in sports and was healthy, but now I think I'm even more healthy, you know. For instance, him and I went on a treadmill right next to each other, and we put it on like 10, and I outpaced him. I went like a minute and 30 seconds.
Do you have this on video?
I mean, I didn't record it, but it happened. You could tell by his face.
He did. He kept up with me. He wasn't able to do that in the past.
I beat you. And I just think exercising is one of those things that you have a bad day, you have a good day. It's endorphins. It's scientific that exercises makes you better.
Yes.
It makes you a better person. It helps you live a better life. So it's just one of those things that you cannot pass. Even if you're doing 10 push-ups a day, just start with something consistent, little by little, and build on that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really about energy. To be successful, to be healthy, you got to be fit. You have to have a full, balanced life. And it's really about, you know, energy, fitness, but as you mentioned, it releases endorphins. So real estate business and just being a business owner in general is so stressful that you have to find an outlet. And exercise is one of the best ways to stay healthy. And you need so much energy. Like, there was days we used to work 12, 14, 15-hour days to build this business. And you're not going to be able to do that if you're not in great shape, physically and mentally. Yeah,
I mean, you will be able to, but it just feels better when you're healthier. You know, it just really does. Let's go ahead and talk about tracking. We track everything. We've tracked everything from the beginning of time. Even though we didn't know what to track, we just tracked it all. Hours, how many hours we worked, what we did. And we're always, we have statistics from the beginning of time. When we sold one house our first year to now we sell many houses a year, you know. But we would track all that, and we would track how many hours we spent on the phones, how many lead generation. But we'll let Arthur tell you a little more. He's the guy that pushes me to track more.
Yeah, so we track everything. We track it for us. We track it for our people that work for us, and we track it for all our coaching clients. One of the benefits about this course is you're actually going to get a tracking sheet, and we're going to review that every single week. So we could see your numbers. And Stephanie Brown was one of our coaching clients that went through this program. And what we noticed with her when we started tracking, and some of the things we track are conversations a day, how many contacts, how many hours you're spending, how many appointments you're going on every day, how many listings you're taking. So this is really listings focused, but just those 4 items we were able to notice with her, she was going on a lot of appointments, not converting as high. So now the conversation we can have is, we see what you're doing, but by making your listing presentation better or pre-qualification better, we were able to increase her conversion ratio all the way to over 50%.
Yeah, tracking lets you know what you're doing and where you need to improve, and there's no other way to figure that one out.
No other way. So she literally went from, if she went on 10 appointments to taking 2 listings, now for 10 appointments her efficiency is 5 listings, which is, she works less and makes more money.
Can't beat that.
Can't beat that.
Let's go ahead and wrap it up with affirmations.
Affirmations.
My favorite.
Yeah, so affirmations are super, super important because you're affirming what it is that you're going to accomplish.
Yeah.
So I like to say today's a great day. I'm grateful to be alive, and there's plenty of opportunities for me to be successful today.
I think affirmations are powerful. It's one of those things, if you have a negative thought run in your mind, just don't voice it out loud, because once you voice it out loud, you're affirming that. Even if it's inside your head, it's not as powerful as you spewing it out. And it's the same thing with positive affirmations, If you say a positive affirmation in the morning, it just turns your day better. And if you have a tough time during the day, you say your positive affirmation, it makes it better. I have one, and it goes something like this. I stand in front of the mirror. You might want to get out of my way for this because it gets crazy.
I'll hold you.
I clap 3 times, and I go, I am powerful, I am beautiful, I am amazing, I am generous, I am loving, I am lucky, I am alive. Boom. I feel, and it feels good.
Feels
you probably
good.
feel good just
Feels
seeing me
good.
do that, so imagine what it would do for you.
So for your homework assignment, before next week's video, we want you to write down 3 affirmations.
3 affirmations, that you can say like that.
Like that. And repeat those affirmations each and every week. And we'll see you here next week, which is going to be all about action. So tracking. We're going to actually get you on the phones next week.
It's going to be great, and you guys are going to love it.
All right. Looking forward to all your success.